What's up everybody, it's me E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. After watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, a lot of questions started to come up, especially about Janet Van Dyne. Namely, how the heck did she survive that long in the quantum realm? Well, thanks to a very interesting Easter egg, I'm going to explain how that could be possible. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on that little bell too. Obviously, this video is going to contain a bunch of spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp, so if you haven't seen the movie already, take this as your warning and spoiler alert. If you've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, then you know there are some really interesting and unique things about Janet Van Dyne's character. As Janet's character would say, she's basically evolved. Now, given the fact that time and space work differently in the quantum realm, I suppose a type of evolution makes sense here. In her evolution, she's developed the ability to communicate through quantum entanglement, which, by the way, she uses with Scott Lang. Basically, she was able to use Scott as an antenna to communicate through him to other people. The other interesting ability was that she's able to stabilize people's minds if they just so happen to be going crazy in the quantum realm. Not to mention, with Janet's new powers, she was also able to help ghosts stop phasing in and out of reality. In a recent interview with director Peyton Reed, I started to realize something after he said this. There are a couple of shots I think, particularly as Hank and Janet leave the quantum realm, that you may be able to catch some stuff. Janet is clearly wearing some stuff and may be privy to some technology and things. You look at Janet and she's clearly been down there 30 years, and the question remains, what's she leaving behind down there? Now, I don't know about you all, but when I first saw Janet Van Dyne, the very first question I was thinking of was, where the heck did she find that jacket from? When we saw her go subatomic in Ant-Man 1, she didn't have any extra clothing. So after seeing Reed's quote about there being some sort of Easter egg when Hank and Janet are leaving the quantum realm, I immediately went back to go see what he was referring to. If you pay close attention to when Hank and Janet are leaving, in the background starting at the right hand side, you will see what appears to be a dome city. I think this dome city in the wasteland of the quantum realm is probably where Janet was able to survive for 30 years. If you've got an entire city in the quantum wasteland, then clearly you have intelligent life there too, right? This would make for a much more reasonable explanation as to where Janet got her extra clothing and how she was able to survive for 30 years in the quantum realm. I don't know, maybe they have some quantum McDonald's up there or something too. Anyway, by showing us this dome city, it's entirely possible that whatever beings lived there probably took in Janet and helped her survive in the quantum realm. It's entirely possible that Marvel is doing some world building here too. Director Peyton Reed gave even more clues to what I previously mentioned. I always liked in the comics where there are civilizations of people who live down there, and I seem to remember there was some story. There was a whole civilization from Earth's future that saw whatever sort of bad things were going to befall the planet and shrunk themselves down, and they exist in the quantum realm. Well, you heard it from him. Civilizations of people? Microverse? Sounds like the whole idea about people being in the quantum realm is the real deal. Now let me give you a little bit more background and context. For some of you comic fans out there, you'll know that the quantum realm in the comics is actually called the microverse. The microverse is just another dimension with all different forms of intelligent life. As a matter of fact, there's even a superhero group in the microverse called the Micronauts. Now, I'm not the biggest expert on the Micronauts, but from the little research I've done, I know that they did have a bit of a run in the comics. Heck, they even had their own toy line in the late 70s and 80s. However, as of right now, Marvel doesn't own the cinematic rights to the microverse or the Micronauts. That actually belongs to Paramount Pictures, who also owns the rights to solo Hulk movies. This is why instead of hearing microverse in the MCU movies, it's called the Quantum Realm instead. Just think of the same reason why Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch aren't called mutants in the MCU, and instead they were just called miracles. I wouldn't even be surprised if in the next Ant-Man movie, we see Ant-Man going back to the quantum realm and maybe meeting a version of the Micronauts knots, except of course they would be under a different name. Maybe they'll call them the quantum knots or something, since Marvel just throws quantum in front of everything. Well, that's what I think happened to Janet Van Dyne and how she was able to survive for so long in the quantum realm. So what do you think? Did you happen to catch that dome city in the background of Ant-Man and the Wasp? Do you think that it's not a dome city at all? I don't know, maybe you don't even think it's a city, and maybe you have some other thoughts about how Janet was actually able to survive in the quantum realm. If you do, please let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's all I got for today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out my other videos when you get a chance, because I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all. And until next time, see you guys later.